You know, we just talked about fan behavior at sporting events yesterday. In that video, I was talking about actual bad behavior from fans, altercations, going after players on a personal level, stuff like that. When we were talking about this yesterday, I told you guys there was a huge difference between personal attacks, physical altercations, and your normal day to day heckling. If you put yourself in the public sphere, I don't care if it's sports, entertainment, YouTube, it doesn't matter. If you put yourself in this space, it's understood that you open yourself up to criticism. It's part of the business. If you can't handle it, you need to find something else to do for a living. It is no different than a roadside construction worker. You know the guys I'm talking about, the people that make you slow down on the interstate from 70 to 35, those construction zones that sometimes they can go for miles creating traffic jams. When you sign on for that job, it's kind of understood that your chances of being hit by a moving vehicle drastically increase. You stand a much better chance of being hit by a bus in roadside construction than if you're working at a barista at Starbucks. Now, I'm not saying that Starbucks can't be a dangerous job. Coffee is hot. You could burn yourself. Professional athletes, they stand a much higher chance of being heckled than your average social justice warrior. Your average SJW, they spend most of their time playing video games, not getting laid. You remove the chances of women talking badly about your sex game when you're not having sex with women. There is a serious crisis in this country. Hell, the country right now is full of problems, but one of the major problems, and it's kind of affecting kids too because they look up to a lot of these people, but one of the main problems is this plight of victimization. Everyone wants to be a victim. When I was growing up, we celebrated the survivors. I can remember when a woman was sexually assaulted, it was almost viewed as insulting to call her a victim. She wasn't a victim of sexual assault. She was strong. She was a survivor of sexual assault. Since the late 1960s, women have been showing their strength, fighting for their voices to be heard. Now, I'm talking about real women in most cases, which, just like real men, real women are scarce in modern day America. If you're lucky enough to find yourself a real woman, I encourage you to hang on to her. They're rare. Take the women on the Penn swim team, for example. Would the women of the 60s and 70s, our mothers, our grandmothers, would they have sat around silently and allowed some fucking dude to take their spot on the swim team? No, they would not allow it to happen. They would be burning their bras in the streets. They would quit the team, or at a minimum, they would refuse to compete if Leah Thomas were allowed to compete against them. What does this generation of women do? They suffer in silence. Another shining example of victimization of modern day women is Naomi Osaka. We have covered Naomi Osaka extensively here on the channel. I have made the case several times that she has no business being in the public spotlight. I don't fuck around when it comes to mental health. Now, I have no knowledge of the mental stability, or whatever you want to call it, of Naomi Osaka. What I do know, if you can't handle light heckling and you're in the sports or you're in the entertainment industry, you're in the wrong business. The women's tennis tournament this weekend was held in Indian Wells, California. Naturally, the tournament's called Indian Wells. Outside of the 4 Grand Slams, this is one of the bigger tournaments of the year. Naomi Osaka was competing yesterday in front of an estimated crowd of about 10,000 people. Crowds at tennis matches, it's not like a crowd at an NBA arena or an NFL stadium. When I'm sitting club level in the Superdome, people can yell whatever the hell they want at the players. The players are never going to hear them. It's too loud. It's not like that in tennis. Sure, there are times when the crowd will clap or cheer, but for the most part, they're watching in silence. Same thing in golf. Even though there are 10,000 people in attendance, the voice of one person can be heard. During the first set, a woman in the crowd yelled at Naomi Osaka. She said, "Naomi, you suck." That was it. The woman was immediately met with boos from the crowd. Naomi Osaka, she heard the woman's heckling and she was immediately dejected. I mean, this really had an effect on her. It affected her to the point where after the first set, she wanted to stop the match so she could address the fucking crowd. Officials were like, "Are you out of your mind? We're not stopping play so you can go off on some woke diatribe. Get your shit together and finish the match." Tournament officials, they compromised. They agreed to fine the woman and eject her from the crowd, which I think is absolutely absurd. Are you serious? We are ejecting paying customers now for telling someone they suck? You know how many times every day someone tells me I suck? One of these days when I get bored, maybe I will show you guys some of the comments that get held for review by the YouTube filter. There are hundreds of them from the last several months, full of people hating on me. Does it affect me? No. I don't give a shit what some miserable social justice warrior thinks about me. Sometimes it can affect the people who love me more than it affects me. Do my loved ones sit around crying in their beer over it? No. Do they come to my defense in the comments section? No. It's just part of what I do. I voluntarily put myself into the public spotlight. When I did that, I have to accept the positives along with the negatives. I have to understand not everyone's going to like me. Not everyone's going to agree with me. My views can be controversial. I say things that offend people. It's understood. There's going to be nasty comments. There's going to be resistance. It is no different with Naomi Osaka. No one is forcing her to be a professional tennis player. If she can't take light criticism, there are plenty of job opportunities in this country where she wouldn't have to deal with the general public. Like I said, Naomi Osaka was clearly impacted by the comments of one person in a crowd of 10,000. One out of 10,000. She ended up losing in 2 straight sets, one of which she was completely shut out. It was an abysmal performance. From an athletic perspective, this performance was unacceptable from one of the top tennis players in the world. After the loss, Naomi Osaka, she was given the opportunity to address the crowd, which I found it kind of strange. Now, I'm not familiar with the semantics of tennis, but I know in the NFL, the NBA, post-game interviews are normally held with the winners. And players never address the crowd unless it's, a special occasion, a record-breaking performance, making it to the Super Bowl, shit like that. Regardless, Naomi Osaka, she addressed the crowd at Indian Wells yesterday. Check out what she had to say.
I just wanted to say thank you. Yeah, I feel like I've cried enough on camera, but to be honest, I've gotten heckled before. Like, it didn't really bother me, but it's like heckled here. Like, I've watched a video of Venus and Serena getting heckled here, and if you've never watched it, you should watch it. And I don't know why, but like it went into my head and it got replayed a lot. I'm trying not to cry, but I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations. Yeah, just thank you.
I can tell you that on behalf of everybody here that out of about 10,000 people, one person's voice can't weigh out 9,999 others. And we love you here.
I look at shit like this as a serious setback for women. I do agree with one point. Naomi Osaka said, "I feel like I've cried enough on camera." Yes, you have. So stop doing it. Then she lies, saying that she's been heckled before and it didn't affect her. It didn't bother her. Aren't you the same woman that has broken down multiple times? Aren't you the same woman that left a press conference in tears last August, because a reporter asked you how you balance outside interest with your tennis career. Oh, whoa. That is one tough fucking question. I don't know about you guys, but if someone asked me how I balanced running a sports book while also creating content 7 days a week here on YouTube, I would need a shoulder to cry on too. She referenced Serena Williams getting heckled at Indian Wells years ago. Now, at the time, Serena Williams was 19 years old. The crowd was pissed off because she was supposed to face her sister, Venus Williams, but Venus had to pull out due to a knee injury. The crowd at Indian Wells relentlessly booed Serena Williams throughout the tournament. This wasn't one lone fan chanting, "You suck." It was brutal. It really was. They attacked her skin color. They went after her family. It was bad enough. Venus and Serena Williams refused to return to Indian Wells for 14 years. But you know what Serena Williams did that day? Did she ask to stop the match so she could address the crowd? No. If she would have pulled that shit back then, that would be like lighting a spark to the gas fumes. Did she curl up in a ball and start crying? Did she tell the crowd, "You're being mean. I am emotionally fragile. I'm a victim, damn it. Please sympathize with me. I belong to a protected class. You are not allowed to criticize me"? Did Serena Williams do any of that bullshit? No. You know what she did instead? She won the entire fucking tournament. She used the hate. She turned the hate into a positive. She used it as motivation, and she won. At 19 years old, Serena Williams proved herself to be a real role model for young women. She showed her strength in the face of adversity. You know what she also did? She earned her respect. Serena Williams proved she's a real woman. So let me ask you this. What kind of role model is Naomi Osaka? What is she showing young women? When times are tough, use your gender to victimize yourself and get people to feel sorry for you. The only thing Naomi Osaka is a victim of is her own mentality. I get so tired of people using their differences as a crutch to avoid criticism. I'm trans, you can't criticize me. I'm a minority, you can't criticize me. I'm a woman, you can't criticize me. I identify as a hippopotamus, you can't criticize me. Naomi Osaka, I feel, missed a golden opportunity yesterday. She missed the opportunity to show her strength, to face adversity head on and fight through it. Even though this wasn't really adversity. It was one fucking broad in a crowd of 10,000. Instead, she curled up in her little ball and withered away. In a way, I actually feel bad for Naomi Osaka. I always have, and I'm being serious here. You had 9,999 supporters. For you to allow one person to have that much power over you, it's actually kind of sad. Naomi Osaka is a 4-time Grand Slam winner, and she clearly suffers with insecurities. Even though I feel for her, I still don't agree with the victimization. Like I said, we celebrate survivors in this country. You are never going to make it in America being a victim. All right, before I get out of here, I want to say a few things to my subscribers. First of all, let me go ahead and get out of the way plugging the Rumble and the Patreon. I keep forgetting to do this. The link to the channel on Rumble is in the description below, along with the link to Patreon. If you feel so inclined and think we provide value here on the channel, head on over to Patreon and sign up. Any donation is appreciated. You can donate one time, you can donate monthly, you can donate $1, you can donate $100, whatever you want. Always optional, but always appreciated. I cannot tell you guys how much I appreciate your support. Earlier this week, I was contacted by someone wanting to start their own YouTube channel. I get emails like this on a regular basis, whether it's a smaller channel that's been doing this for years and they're stuck in stagnation, or an aspiring YouTuber wanting to get started out. I remember when I was starting out, I reached out to several semi-prominent YouTubers, channels with 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers that I had followed for years, asking them for their advice on how to start out. No one replied. I had to learn everything on my own. So I always try to help people who are willing to help themselves. Anyway, he asked me, how I built my following. Did I advertise? Did I collab with larger channels? How come I don't get more creative with my thumbnails? How come I haven't moved into my new studio and changed this hideous background? Which, speaking of the new studio, the Echo screen, I ordered it this morning, finally found one, it's on the way. Hope to be moved in by the end of the month. But I'll be honest, these ugly curtains that my ex-wife hung up years and years ago, they've kind of become synonymous with the channel. In a way, I'm kind of going to miss them. But back to the questions that he was asking me. The answer to each question was no, 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 and no. People who spend a lot of time on fancy thumbnails or production values, they're trying to get noticed. I told this guy, the only way to get noticed is to produce excellent content. It's as simple as that. You can have the best thumbnail in the world. If your content sucks, all you have is the best thumbnail in the world. The growth of this channel is all organic. It is strictly driven by you, the audience. I see the numbers. You guys do an excellent job sharing my content with friends, family, social media, whatever the fuck. When I started this channel, I did the complete opposite of what all the YouTube experts said to do. You've got to have production values. You've got to have this camera. You've got to have this mic. You got to do this. Best looking thumbnails. I have always strived to be different. I didn't want to be like everyone else doing that. I knew if I created content that was different than everybody else, the audience would come. Now, it took me a while to get to this point. It took me a while to find my voice, my personality on camera. It took me a while to find my niche, but that's fine. You're going to do that with trial and error. I would rather grow slowly over time than have a huge spike in growth and be a flash in the pan. I don't want to just pull articles off Outkick, ESPN, the New York Times, simply show you the articles and read them to you like you're a third grader with an opinion of mine inserted here and there. That's not what I wanted to do. I spend a lot of time researching, reading. This video right here on Naomi Osaka, I have 12 tabs open on my browser. I told this aspiring YouTuber, if you put in the time doing the research, finding your personality, find a way to make it entertaining, the audience will come. People will reward you for your hard work. They will get behind you if they notice you working hard, and people will notice. You guys are smart. You can tell when someone is prepared and when they're just flying by the seat of their pants just to get another video uploaded. Many people want to be successful, but they want to be given the opportunity when nothing is given. Success only comes when you grab the opportunity yourself, when you take it. Success is basically the mix of an opportunity meeting preparation, emphasis on the preparation. That's the part that no one sees, the hours of research, doing this for free until you qualify for monetization, dedicating yourself, putting everything you have into your channel, and getting 10 views per video. Many people see success. They just don't want to put the work in to get there. Anyway, I'm rambling a lot. My intent in all this was to thank you guys for all the support. We are damn near at 18,000 subscribers. I had actually set a goal to reach 20,000 by Memorial Day. Then at this pace, we may hit 20,000 by the end of April. And it's all because of you guys. I can't stress enough how much your support means to me. Doing this can get lonely at times. I mean, it's just me. I don't always reply, but trust me, I see all of your comments. Hell, my girlfriend sends me screenshots of them multiple times a day. I appreciate each and every one of you. But let me know what you think of Naomi Osaka. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I might see you guys later today. If not, I'll see you tomorrow.